What's happening? Welcome to Samurai Reacts Live beta test, or should we say alpha test? I don't know, whatever way you want to call it. I don't like using the word beta test, to be honest. The only time I like using the word beta is when it's attached to that fish that kills anybody that gets in the fish tank with it. You know, the fighting beta fish or whatever. Man, I'll tell you what. Woke up this morning, poured myself a coffee, and opened up the old Synth Samuraiproductions at gmail.com email, and it was just, I had about, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe I had 60 friggin' emails in there sending me this video of this cat, this guitar shill, just, you know, giving us our daily quota of salt, crying over Behringer again. I mean, what year is this now? Is this 1990s? What year is this? Are we still actually crying and whining over Behringer? That's what I'm wondering. Are we still doing this? I can't believe it. And we're gonna play the video. We're gonna go through it. I popped up another little thing by accident. There he is. It seems like this guy's thing now is just full Behringer derangement syndrome to the maximum extent, you know, almost like, I think it's a disease. I think it's a disease. I think Behringer, and they get the facts wrong. I don't know what they want. They want some communist utopia where businesses all work together and nobody competes. Like, as this cat sitting there in front of a Canon camera or a Nikon camera or an iPhone or a MacBook, he's sitting there and for some reason, these guys have selective rage against a company that's doing more for the working man, more for the let's call it the hobbyist musician. And look, don't get it twisted, more for the on-the-road musician than anybody out there, period. You know? Uli Behringer deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, okay? He deserves the Nobel Peace Prize for bringing music technology to planet Earth, to this beautiful flat plane we're living on. He deserves to get the Nobel Peace Prize for entrepreneurship, innovation, and philanthropy, okay? All three. What's up, Don Wrangler? So let's see who's in the chat here. Who do we got in here today before we get this set up? What's up, Echo Craft? How's it going, man? Thank you for that $1.99. Appreciate it. I'll put that towards an Italian sub with some extra ketchup in a little bit. What's up, Robbie Taylor? What's up, Cosmic Animal? What's happening? Hans Volt's in the house for sure. Zed Aerotone. We're all here, man. So, like I said, I came across this, woke up this morning, had a boatload of emails, and I just went and watched it, and I was like, my good Lord, that salt is delicious. So that's when I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna make the Samurai Slop series, Samurai Reacts Live. You know, maybe I'm just gonna, when I get these kind of things come across my radar, I'm just gonna go fire up the space shuttle and blast off into reaction zone, because it's getting absurd at this point. Like, how somebody can actually, this is how stupid it is. It's like, oh, can you believe that a multi-million-dollar company actually went out there and acquired a smaller company? Do you believe what they're doing to the brands? It's like, bro, whoever owned friggin' TC Electronics or whatever he's whinging on about today, whoever owns this company is laughing all the way to the bank, while you synth simps and electronic simps are out there thinking that this company owes you something. They don't owe you nothing, man. They just got paid. Boom, boom. My God, man. These people on their high horse of piousness, thinking as they're out there shilling gear nonstop 24/7, trying to play you for a fool, okay? Out there acting like they're righteous when they're flogging you nonsense 24/7, shilling crap to you all day long. Anything that comes across their email, grab it, shill it, you know, blovated nonsense to the highest extent. But anyways, let's get into it a little bit. We'll watch a little bit and we'll see what's going on here. What's up, Get Jervis? What's up, Trusto? Virtue signaling over Behringer. Yeah, virtue signaling over Behringer is the most played out. It's like bell-bottom jeans, man. They were never cool. And going, especially when dudes wear them. But this dude probably wears bell-bottom jeans now that I think about it. All right. Tight on the top, loose at the bottom. You know what I mean? I don't like it like that. I like baggy all the way, all day. Okay. So let's jump on over and check out what this cat's up to when I pull this little thing up here. Let me get it loaded up. So, never heard of the dude before till today. Actually, hold on. Let me get this loaded up here because I got to make sure I got the proper screen intact here as per usual. You know, sometimes you got a little, you got to do a little fiddle with the diddle. You know what I mean? All right. So there he is, right here. Let me make sure I got this screen loaded up too. Perfect. Samurai Reacts, new pilot series. We'll see how it goes. We'll call it the Samurai Slop series. I might change the name. We'll see. But you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to get it going. But let's get back to this other screen because I like the look of this better. What do you like? Do you like the look of this or do you like the look of the other one? I like switching back and forth. But let's head on over and see what this virtue signaling guitar pedal shill is getting on with here today. All right. So as we look here, maybe I'll go to the big screen for a second just so we can see. So if we look here he is, etch stitch pitch 42, whatever the frig that means. What is that? What? I don't even know what that name means. He changed it to HP 42. Don't know what that means. Let's read the bio here real quick. Here it is. I review stuff. Translation, I'm a shill. Usually guitar gear. Videos are in-depth and show you everything about the product. So translation, I'll do a video where I say only good things and nothing bad. Even stuff that might not be so great. Yep, I still shill that to you too because they pay me. That's pretty much what I do. Okay, cool. So we got an idea what he does. Here's his channel. 190,000 subscribers. I think I checked it out, his last video, he started about 7 years ago. So he's amassed 190,000 subscribers over that time. If we look through his video section, he does live streams, shorts, does pretty well with this Behringer hate video. Always when you do Behringer hate, as you know, it brings all the boys to the yard. Budget pedal nails it. Yeah, I bet. So as we go, we'll see here, what's his oldest video? So 7 years ago, 12 years ago, here he is. And somehow he went from a handsome young British man to today looking like Dr. Evil. All right? I don't know. He stole Dr. Evil's look. I just hope he's a little taller than the mini Dr. Evil, mini me. Okay. But hey, I'm a short king, so it don't matter if you're tall. That's no hate, okay? So this is what he is. This is what he is. So I'll play a little quick video from his live stream that I just opened a minute ago, and we can get a gauge on what this guy's attitude is before we go into his other stream. So here's one of his live streams he did. I actually do like the shirt. Thinks it looks cool. Like I said, man, dead ringer for Dr. Evil. Dead ringer. Dead friggin' ringer for Dr. Evil. Well, let's see what he's got going on. Yeah, Shillzilla, baby. That's what he looks like here. Albino Shillzilla. He's German? I don't know. He doesn't sound German. Is he German? Let's see what he sounds like right here. Let me cut my... Hey, DJ, cut my music. Let's hear his tears start to flow as we gather some salt to put on our pork ribs later.
What's the deal with Uli? Oh, Robert, come look it up. Uli's pretty crazy. He picked fights with a synth.
Uli's pretty crazy. So that's what he starts off with. Flim flam. So this guy's the master of flim flam. If you don't want flim flam, if you don't know what flim flam is when you just vomit nonsense. Okay, so let's listen to his nonsense and we will address it because I only listened to about a minute of this.
YouTubers actually did some anti-Semitic stuff, made fun of one of the YouTubers and depicted him on a fake pedal with a...
All right, wasn't a YouTuber. It was some knobhead named Peter Kern, or Patrick Kern, I think it was Peter Kern. Some knob Peter Kern, who's some wokey, got all uppity because he went after Uli. So these cats think that a guy who's running a company doesn't have the right to fight back. So all these wankers writing articles and talking trash and all this thing, they're like, oh my God, he's fought back. So when Uli goes out, and it was anti-Semitic, because I got news for you, Dr. Evil, Peter Kern isn't even Jewish, bro. So that's how much research this guy does. You know what I mean? He should research Lord hair and get one of those sweet wigs, okay? So he doesn't even research enough to know that it wasn't anti-Semitic because Peter Kern isn't even Jewish. All right, dude? So what are you even talking about? And it had a long nose on the pedal because it was sniffing the cork, okay? Which is translation for an elitist moron. That's what the pedal was. But then guess what? Like the wokies always do, they go for the dagger to the heart and make something up. And this moron didn't even have the class to go look it up and understand that it wasn't that. Let's go.
Big nose. Uli is, well, of course, he also, you know.
I know. This guy's got a huge nose. That's why he's freaking.
Clones everything in the world, thinks there's no shame in copying other people's stuff, up to the point where he literally writes Centaur on his Clone Centaur clone, which...
Who cares? Who cares? So what's the difference in calling it a clone? He's basically saying, I cloned it. And the thousands and hundreds of thousands of other companies that have cloned this basic ass pedal, okay? It's called the Clone Centaur. Okay, he put the Centaur on it. So what? Sue him.
Nobody does, but he does. And I think...
Because he wants to make it a replica, you tool. He wants to give you the replica, you tool.
There's nothing wrong with stealing other people's IP. That's why we're getting all this stuff really, really cheap. But...
No, you're not getting it really cheap because he's stealing everybody's IP. No, you're getting it cheap because Uli has created one of the greatest manufacturing and distribution empires in synthesizer history. Not only that, he's bringing it to full automation now, where robots are going to be making all your stuff on a 24/7 camera where you can go in and zoom in on the friggin' serial number of the synth you actually ordered. That's why you're getting it cheap, because he's a genius. Okay? Not because he stole people's IP. These idiots who run companies who forget to recertify their IP. This is business, baby. What do you think this is? What do you think is hopscotch? What do you think everyone's just standing around? All these companies are being like, oh, you know what? We could do this, but just let them have all the money. You know, they're our main competition. Just let them have it. Don't do it. No, you look at a company, you're like, this moron is running a stupidity department that had a worker who didn't go refile their patent for their IP. So guess what? Yoink, it's mine now.
That's an issue. He's a little bit crazy. And then you say something about him in...
What do you mean he's a little bit crazy? What the hell does that even mean? He's a little bit crazy. What does that mean?
And he also likes to sue people. He's not going to sue me, but he's a questionable character. Is he giving us a lot of cool gear for dirt cheap? Yes.
Oh, yes, but I get given so much shill money that, you know, I got to go against Behringer because Behringer's cutting into the companies that pay me to shill.
But definitely one of the weird ones. Also very much control freaky.
Bro, you're a weird one, bro. Come on.
And again, the stuff he did, getting involved with the synth reviewers and himself going on social media, poking fun at the guy.
Oh, go, baby. Uli poked fun. So all the synth tubers, what he's talking about here is Uli said, you know what? We're making gear for so cheap that we are not going to be sending the shills gear. And guess what happened? There was a shill rebellion. There was a full 3 to 4 year boycott on this company where they all got together. They all made an agreement. They all have a silent boycott on Behringer because if you go anywhere, they're always talking the company we shall not name. What is this, Lord of the Onion Rings? These people have no clue what's going on. Especially this guy. And I'm actually, the more I listen to this, I only listened to the first minute, and I was like, whoa, this guy's, and now I'm listening to it more, and I'm like, this is crazy. You're crazy.
And then it became a bit racist and anti-Semitic, not cool.
What are you talking about, racist and anti-Semitic? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Peter Kern isn't that. The pedal wasn't that. How can you be something if it's nothing?
Cool. And I think with TC, just stay out of TC's business. It's your company. It'll make you money. Stay out of the business.
Oh, I know what it is. This guy's been getting mucho dinero from TC. I don't even know, but this is just, I'm just thinking about it now. Like, stay away from TC. TC gives me, come on, they pay me to do some reviews for their stuff. I'm like, come on. Excuse me, if Uli buys TC and Music Tribe acquires TC, which they will, and they probably did, I haven't even looked into it yet, but they probably did, and if they did, good. Give it to us for cheaper. Better made. And then we go, and this guy's like, well, stay away from my golden goose.
And don't write. I mean, I'm going to show you what he wrote.
All right, let's see. See what he wrote.
Could you read that?
Yeah, read it out.
It says, first of all, on here, it says...
Okay, here's what he wrote. Let's see what this guy thinks of this. This is how Behringer derangement syndrome is going to take this statement and watch how the mental gymnastics under that shiny dome twists this statement. Watch this.
Let's create a world with less waste and more music. That is cool. I got no problem with that.
How could you? How could you? Yeah.
3
So here we go. Let's see what we get.
shocking reasons why butter belongs in your smoothie.
The reason butter is called butter is because of the butyric acid.
Yeah, eat butter. Put butter in your coffee. Put butter in everything. Put butter on everything you can. Butter it all up.
So again, this is TC, which he owns, but now it's becoming Behringer in the way that... I mean, this is beyond cringy.
All right, it's beyond cringy. Let's see. Is it cringier than that hoodie you're wearing? Just read it, bro. Your camera can't even focus in on it. Read it. Read it.
So there's a musician in every human being. I love it. Our purpose is to empower those who have not and cannot. That sounds just Together We Are Music Tribe, and then signed Uli Behringer.
Perfect.
Honestly, I don't want to see that on a TC product.
Okay, all right. So he's like, I love it. And then he's like, you can see his brain, right? So his brain's like, I love it. Okay. Huh. That's pretty cool. And then he's like, but I don't want to see that on a TC product because, Behringer. Behringer derangement syndrome right here, case study.
TC stood for high-end stuff, whatever, and they're not, if you want to do the cheap stuff, do it under Behringer, which he's doing. He's got the tone bender, the fuss bender, and whatever. But
he's not doing the cheap stuff. He's just giving it to you for a price that makes sense. Like this guy's he's trying to, what he's doing is neuro-linguistically saying cheap, so you think it's crap, when he should say lower priced, okay? Because cheap is a loaded word, because most of us, when we say cheap, we mean crap. So lower priced is what he means here. He's bringing you products at a lower price because he's innovated so well in the manufacturing and distribution end of the thing that he can get this stuff to you for a lower price. High quality, lower price.
who have not and cannot? So he's like the Robin Hood of the musicians?
I made that up. I coined the term Uli Behringer is the Robin Hood of musicians. Actually, I think this guy might even... Yeah, I think this guy subscribes to the channel. This video might be made just for me, now that I think about it.
I mean...
You mean
Let me
what?
find this. I saw this today here. He has now the Uli Behringer Foundation, right?
God forbid he has a foundation. Oh my God. Now what this cat's gonna do is be like, oh, Uli Behringer started a charity so he could bring musical instruments to poor children in Africa. Oh, how dare he?
So let me show you this. That is his...
So this is, watch this. Again, watch his Behringer derangement syndrome twist an absolute epic how the freak you say that? Philanthropical, what is it? Philanthropal, whatever he's doing, his philanthropical endeavor is somehow now negative. This is classic.
Let's get rid of that. That is his LinkedIn page.
Okay. Oh my God, is that bad too?
Purpose-driven visionary.
Purpose-driven visionary. Exactly. Visionary. Everybody thinks it's like, how is he a visionary when he's just cloning synthesizers? Get your head out of that planet Uranus, because he's a visionary in distribution and manufacturing and reverse engineering. That's what he's a visionary in. He's a visionary in getting products that he went and found out are made very, very low priced, and then they're tripled, quadrupled, fifth tripled, octupled, octadoubled, whatever, to the highest thing like Moog and Sequential and Oberheim do, and rip you off all the way to the bank. He was like, nah, you can still buy those if you're dumb. Not saying you're dumb if you buy them, but like if you only buy them and you discount Behringer, then yeah, I think you're dumb. You should just like look at all the companies and be like, oh, Moog's got a cool product. It's $5,000. It's not worth it, but I like having an overpriced synthesizer. It sounds good. Oh, Behringer did a Poly D. You know what? That's an amazing synthesizer. I can take that on the road. I can keep my Model D at home. So cool. Behringer serves a purpose there. It gives me an on-the-road Model D clone to go with my at-home Moog one that I can barely lift, and I don't want to take it at the house because if I get any nick on it whatsoever, it will lose all value. Oh my God. Okay?
He wrote this himself, right? Good, Niklas. Purpose-driven visionary. He's the CEO, the customer empowerment obsessor.
These guys just don't even understand humor or trolling. I don't understand what's with these people, and there's a group of people who are in this category. It's like they only can take things literally. They don't understand nuance. They don't understand sarcasm. They don't understand layered humor. So like he's like, oh my God, how dare he write that in his bio? How dare he? Does he know that that's just cringy?
He's a minimalist, musician, engineer, and a vegan. It's very important to write that there. Do you see what?
See what? See what?
He's a purpose-driven visionary.
Yes, check.
Customer empowerment obsessor.
Yes. Customer empowerment obsessor. Translation, he listens to every single thing the customers say. Not only does he listen to everything the customers say, when they comment and they ask, he provides it as best he can, whether it's firmware, whether it's a product that people have been longing after, that a company like Roland wouldn't go remake an analog synthesizer, so they went and did it, okay? Like, what is the problem here?
You know,
this isn't even the video I wanted to cover.
What you write here? CEO of Music Tribe. Owner of Music Tribe.
See how much a control freak he is? He's like, he wrote that, I don't like it. He should just write CEO because that's what I like. I don't want Behringer Uli signature on my TC electronic pedal because it gives me, it makes me feel.
And then also, my invoice went to Dubai. And he is in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. You know why?
Why?
Tax haven. So.
Oh, so what? That means he's smart. Okay, let's go live in Canada, where they take 50% of your income right off the bat. Yeah, smart move. No, let's go live somewhere where there's a tax. What's wrong with living in a tax haven? This guy's a global maverick. He can live wherever he wants. So if he's smart, he's going to live somewhere that gives him the best tax benefit. What's the problem here? Like, how is that a negative? How is that a negative?
All the Music Tribe stuff, made in China. He is a German citizen, I think. Maybe not anymore. All the millions and millions that we give him is going to the...
He's born in Switzerland. Behringer's a German company.
United Arab Emirates, where he doesn't pay taxes.
So what? Smart. Smart. Genius, actually.
He's not a monster. No. Absolutely not.
He's not... So that's like saying he doesn't beat his wife. He's not a monster, implying he isn't. How is that a monster? Okay, this is why he's a monster. He put some funny stuff in his LinkedIn profile. He lives in a country that gives him the best tax benefits. And he's a philanthropist who's taken some of the money that he's making and given it back to less fortunate areas of the world. He makes products that are fairly priced for what they actually cost to make. Okay, check. He makes high quality stuff. Okay, so that's a monster? You know what I mean? What?
But he is a fancy guy in our industry, you know? He's a
Fancy guy.
bit different.
How is that different? Because man, this guy. Okay. So that's that. I'm not going to play all that. I just want to react to that. But this is the one that I got sent this morning. And so this cat went out, same dude, don't know his name, same guy on his bike, POV, which is pretty cool. I think that's a cool thing to do. Go out on your bike, throw your GoPro up on there, and, you know, let it rip, drive around town. I think that's a cool thing to do. So let's just hear what he's got to say here, because this guy is so obsessed with Uli Behringer making TC Electronics products cheaper. He's so obsessed because he's going to get a box show up at his house that Uli's making with a more earth-friendly material with his signature on it and a quote that he actually likes. That's his problem. Can you believe this guy? Let's check it out.
Today, big disclaimer so I don't get fucking sued. What was that? That was a deer. What I'm about to say is not researched. It's all, it's conjecture.
Yeah, we already know he doesn't research anything, right? So we already know that. So disclaimer, I'll do the disclaimer for you. Everything this guy says is flim flam. He doesn't research anything. He's got Behringer derangement syndrome, and he spends most of his day, even on this beautiful bike ride around wherever he is on some highway up in the mountains, he still can't get Uli Behringer out of his head. That is textbook Behringer derangement syndrome. We see it everywhere. There is no cure, okay? The only cure is to buy as many Behringer synthesizers as you can get and then understand how awesome they are. That's the cure. Bathe in Uli's bubble bath of sound every night for 2 or 3 hours, and then you will be washed over with the relief and the release of your Behringer derangement syndrome, where you finally understand that a man has went out there and built a multi-million-dollar company for the people, by the people. He is Robin Hood.
Congested. It's all conjecture. Didn't read up online because I don't think I have to. People told me things. Maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't.
It doesn't.
So, hey, if you don't see my face anymore, I got snatched off the street by people in a black van.
Nobody's snatching you, bro. Don't worry about it.
So let's talk about TC and what Behringer is doing to company.
Again, I think this video is cool. I love the style. I'm not knocking this. I love the style. I love the quiet bike ride through the mountains. I just find it absolutely breathtaking that that during this ride through the mountain, he, in peace, suddenly Behringer's still living in his head. Uli Behringer has occupied the penthouse of his glorious brain, free.
Because somebody mentioned to me, and I actually couldn't honestly tell you who it was. They were like, now I know who it was. Man, I could honestly tell you who it was. Hello, you know who you are. She said...
She?
Yep, that's what they're doing to all the companies. So Behringer is buying all these...
That's what they're doing to all the companies. Let me fill my coffee up here. It's going to be... let me just... Behringer is buying all the companies. Do you know when Behringer buys a company, they actually either save a company that's going down the tubes, so it's actually a lifeline to be like, here, man, all your hard work's not for note. Here's a bit of cash. Send you on your way. We'll take this over. We'll revamp all your crappy business practices and all the stuff you've done wrong. We got a system sorted out. We will take over the company and we'll make it bigger, better, badder than ever before. And we actually like the company. That's why we're buying it. That's one reason. Second reason is they're like, man, this company's an awesome company. Let's buy it. And then this guy who owns it, or the conglomerate owns it, whoever, they get cashed out. Everybody wins. It's a win-win.
Amazing brands. Midas, Aston Mics, what else? Lab. Didn't they buy Lab? Gruppen, yeah. And first thing that Behringer does is, we're making everything in our factory in China now, which apparently is going to be all AI and robotanized and, take over the worldy kind of bullshit. And they make things.
This guy's streaming from an iPhone. That's what's hilarious. He's streaming from an iPhone. What is wrong with thinking big, having a goal, owning a synthesizer company, and being like, you know what? We want to be the biggest, greatest synthesizer company who can give people amazing analog products, digital products, hybrid products, electronic music products for the best price we can. What is wrong with that? Thanks, Echo. Appreciate that. Now I can go buy an Italian sub after lunch. Echo is the show's sponsor, okay? So donate some money to Echo, and then Echo buys me Italian sub once a week. That's the deal we got worked out. Perfect. Robotonized. Yeah, let's listen.
At good quality, decent quality, at very fair prices. I mean, dumping prices. But the first thing that happens when Behringer buys a company is all the manufacturing gets moved into their company, which is cool. And they're dropping the prices.
I mean, yes, the first thing any company does when they buy a company or they merge or acquisition is they go in and look at the company and they trim the fat where it needs to be trimmed, blah, blah, blah. It's just the way it works. It's not like crazy complicated. It's not evil. You just bought something. Now you need to take it and turn it in and remove the stuff that sucked and add more stuff that's awesome and make it better. Do you think that when they buy the company, they want to make it better? They want to make money from it. They want to keep the reputation while also making the product more affordable for the consumer and maybe better. And maybe guess what? Maybe they don't even want the actual product. They just want a piece of something that's in the product.
Dropping, because Uli Behringer has this thing. It even was printed on TC stuff. Yeah, we are the music tribe. We want to empower the poor, the weak, the needy, or whatever words he used. God, that was cringy as fuck.
Does this guy have something against poor people? I mean, what's wrong with the, like, Moog, Oberheim, Sequential? Let's just look at the big three, right? They're not empowering anybody except Moog with the new Messenger. Thank the good Lord that they were bought by InMusic and finally are putting out a product that sounds amazing, is affordable, and a great entry-level synthesizer into one of the most historic synthesizer companies in the world. Thank the good Lord that InMusic bought them, because there would be no Moog without InMusic if they didn't save them after running it into the ground for what, the third time or something. So I don't know what this guy expects. Like, what?
Fuck. So anyway, dropping the prices on stuff that honestly doesn't need price dropping. TC stuff.
Who's this? Polymuse. You know, I love Polymuse, dude, but you know what? Stop telling me to make damn music, bro, okay? Stop telling me to make music. I just did an hour and a half live stream improvisational jam 2 nights ago, okay? Stop telling me to make music, dude. You go make some damn music, okay? And I love you, Polymused, but I just gotta, there's nothing that bothers me more than when someone says, go make music, okay? Go watch the music I just made if you're bored with this, and then when you're done watching that after an hour and a half and you have your mind blown, pop back.
Was very fairly priced already for what you got.
I'm just joking, Polymuse. I love you, dude, and we're just playing around, but I really hate when people tell me to make music.
So let's take TC, because this is really what it's about.
Oh, and Polymuse, if you're talking to whatever it is, to HTP42, all right, fine. I recant everything I just said. Polymuse, I'm sorry. If you're talking to him, fine. But listen, there's nothing more triggering to me when someone says make music. And whatever you do, don't anybody put go make music in the chat, okay? Because I'll banhammer you right out of here.
Because TC is essentially dead. And correct me if I'm wrong. If you're in the know, find me on LinkedIn, find me on Facebook, and let me know if I'm wrong about this.
Yeah, so what we got going on here, I invented this term a little while ago. I am what you call, the Synth Samurai Reacts is what we call a fractal slop channel, okay? This particular program is called fractal slop. What I do is, like was kindly pointed out by Zed, is I comment on a guy commenting on another guy commenting, all right? It's called fractal slop, okay? FS for short.
So, Behringer bought TC years ago.
Okay, thanks for the update. Years ago, and he still can't get over it. You know why? Because he probably got so much shill money from TC, and when Behringer brought it, the shill gravy train got turned off.
And I don't know why TC sold. Maybe there was a lot of money involved.
No, maybe.
But TC stood for high-end shit.
What did he say? What did he say? Hold on.
High-end shit. I mean, high-end. TC sold. Maybe there was a lot of money involved. But TC stood for high-end shit. I mean, high-end studio gear. The power core was great. That was done immediately. Boy, gone. Let's not support anyone anymore.
Oh, God. I mean, you know what? To be honest, I like this dude, HP42. I like him, actually. The more I'm listening now, the more... Let's just put on some music for a minute. Hold on. The more I'm listening to this guy, the more I'm actually starting to like him. I did not like him. I was agnostic to liking. And I'm just getting a taste of what this guy is. You know what? As a renegade, as a synth renegade, I respect the man who gets out there and just bashes a company like that. I like it. I dig it. So you know what, HP42? I'm flipping the whole script around now. You know what I mean? I'm reacting to this saying, you know what? Give us more. Bring me more of this. I want you to keep bringing that energy, bro. Just keep pumping it, keep hating, keep bringing it, because that means to me that you're not actually scared to speak your mind. But as the unofficial global representative and ambassador for Behringer, I have to respond to any blasphemy against the greatest company on earth, headed by Synth Robin Hood himself, Uli Behringer. So when this thing comes across my radar, no offense, my boy, HP42, you're in the crosshairs, but I do want to let you know that I am quite enjoying this stuff, to be honest. And I'm liking it. I like how you speak in your mind. Okay? I do like it. What do we got going on in chat? Slack, imagine a world where Fender, yep. Fender Stratocaster wasn't... What do we got? Imagine a world where Fender Stratocaster wasn't freaking copied in dirt. Yeah, it's all copied, man. Listen. People got a problem with businesses. TC Electronics stood for high-end SHIT. That's right. I try not to swear too much, man. You know what? It's just my thing. If you want to swear, swear. I try to not swear too much so that when I do swear, it has maximum impact. I'm not one of these guys who's just going around dropping the F-bomb, dropping the S-bomb, dropping what other kind of bombs you got in there, okay? I'm not that kind of guy. I like that when I drop one of those, it has maximum effect, okay? Like the fat boy did. That's what I'm looking for. So that's why you don't hear me swear too much. People ask me, Samurai, how come you never swear? I'm like, dude, I swear sometimes, but like I said, man, I ain't going around here just blasting all my bullets in the air like some lunatic, okay? Keep the powder dry for when we need it. All right, so let's see what else we got going on in the chat. So many Strat clones, yeah, that's for sure. Harmonic Sonics, what's up, my brother? Have an original and a clone, love them both. Yeah. He's my German brother, man. A lot of people, there's a rumor going around that Uli is my father. There's a rumor going around that he made a trip to Newfoundland way back in the day on a stopover, do some private jet refueling, and something might have happened. So that's the rumor going around. And I would never say I'm an illegitimate son. I would say I'm the most legitimate son. But that's a rumor. I got no proof about that. I asked mom about it. She said, what? And I was like, I don't know. I read it on some forum. So she was like, she's almost like she just went no comment. And I was like, what? What do you mean no comment? I'm like, that's a question. All right? Because we all know Fidel Castro is involved in something as well with you know, the great one from Canada, JT. If you don't know about that, you should go look into it. Okay. Trigger warning. Yeah. Like I just said, you do not tell me to make music. Oh, did Polymuse leave? Polymuse, I was just joking around, dude. You don't have to go take off. I was just playing around, you know? I mean, listen, when you come here, we're all just having a bit of a good time. Polymuse, please come back. I didn't mean to be mean. I think you were talking about him, but I just do not like when people tell me to make music, all right? I hear it all the time. Just make music, man. Can it all just be rainbows and unicorns and love? Just go make some music, man. It's like, how do you know what I'm doing when this camera's not on? Seriously, what do you got? What do you got? Something set up in here? Did you send Xfinity over to pop something in the corner of the room? What do you know what I'm not doing with this camera on? Right now, I'm practicing my white boy reggae guitar 30 minutes a day. Once I get the Reggae Samurai series going, but I gotta practice first because I never played guitar in my life. I picked it up and whacked on it a little bit, but I never played it. So now I'm learning some bar chords. I'm getting these fingers calloused up, baby, on the acoustic with a high action. So when I go break out my electric guitar, no problem. That's what I'm up to these days. So don't go telling me to go make music, all right? Not into it. But this is a free country in Samurai Land, so you can tell me whatever you want. Say whatever you want in the chat. I'm just joking around. Yeah, so that's what this guy's doing. Go check out his video. I'll throw it down in the chat. You know what? Since I like this guy actually now, and I like that he's speaking his mind, and to be honest, there's his channel. Go subscribe. I find him quite entertaining. I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to like, and I'm going to subscribe. You guys subscribe too, man. Because those 190,000 followers probably aren't all real based on the numbers. So go give them some real subscribers, please. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys got involved in YouTube back in the day when you could, you know, you could pick up a couple cheeky subs on the sly, you know? YouTube didn't have the AI algorithm sorted out to catch you in the act because it's very hard to buy subs these days, and YouTube tracks it down. I talked to YouTube. A couple trolls tried to do some weird crap and spam my comments, so I got on the phone with the YouTube dude or chick or whoever, maybe a mixture, and they were like, I was like, what's going on, man? They were like, man, listen, you can't really buy subs on YouTube no more. If anybody comes in with the bot spam, we catch it immediately. If anybody tries to buy views or anything, we go in and we'll reduce it. So it's pretty locked down over here on YouTube. That's why you see a lot of these big channels with, like, you know, 220,000 subs, 1 million subs, 285,000 subs. All these guys who started back in the heyday of the Wild West of YouTube, they're only getting, like, they got what, 200,000 subs, they're getting 5,000 views, 6,000 views. So that ratio instantly doesn't work. Where'd they all go? What are they all, like, dormant accounts? Did everybody just, you know, did they all just die off or something during 2020 to 2024? Did something happen where all these accounts just turned into like dead internet theory accounts or something? Was there a carrot administered that ended up messing a bunch of people up? So yeah, like, share, and subscribe to this guy, HP42. I find him quite entertaining. He's got Behringer derangement syndrome, no big deal. A lot of people got it. He already admitted he doesn't do any research or anything like that, so that's fine, man. You know, the problem with me is, yeah, I'll get a meatball sub later. Thank you, Echo. I needed that extra $2 for the meatball sub. Everybody, shout out to Echo Craft, the main sponsor of the channel. Like we said, Echo and I run a filter program. When Echo gets a $10 to $15 donation, he shoots me a freaking $1 for an Italian sub every blue moon, and I appreciate that. So make sure you get over to Echo's channel, hit him up with some memberships, hit him up with some donations, and yeah, he's got a Moog Messenger video coming, which is going to be cool. And yeah, man, and then I get a $2 every once in a while. Then usually we try to get $15 per stream, so I can head on out and pick myself up an Italian sub with extra mayo, oil, and vinegar with the works, no olives. I love olives, but not on Italian sub. And then I get like a little pack or 2 packs of ketchup. So when I get to the end of the Italian, I grab that butt end of bread and I dip it in the ketchup and finish it off. So that's what I'm into. So usually the goal is $15 per stream, and usually Echo's the one who gives me the $15. So that's awesome, baby. Echo, I appreciate it. Echo is my Italian sub sugar daddy. All right, I'm not subbing or subbing this guy. Yeah, sub, man. He's all right. Slack, give him a sub, boy. You know, give him a sub, my son. It's cool. Listen, I sub everybody. I like just subbing to everybody, especially guys like this who. I'd like to see his progression now, because I bet you over time now, all it's going to take is when Behringer makes a product that this guy likes, suddenly, like I said, Uli's bubble bath of sound will wash over him, and he will be born again into the world of electronic music and realize, wow, all that years of hate I had for Behringer and Uli is suddenly gone now. Is suddenly gone because he actually put out a product that I wanted, because all the other products he made you actually didn't want yet. Look what happens when they're coming out with the DX1. or the BX1, the Yamaha DX1 clone. People are going berserk. Look what happens when they're coming up with the Juno clone, the Prophet 5 clone, the Jupiter clone, the Behringer Wave clone. I could go on for days. I could sit here maybe and do a 4 or 5 hour show where I just start naming all the Behringer synthesizers, and guaranteed there will be someone who's in love with them. So yeah, Uli Behringer is the synth Robin Hood. All those quotes he put up there about, you know, being about the music and helping people and bringing synth. How is he not? I want to hear the argument of how he's not, because if he wasn't, he wouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? Is this the kind of logic that we got to employ these days? He made a statement that he said he's out there to put electronic musical instruments into the hands of people who can't get out there and buy these super expensive products, so they don't make them no more. They're vintage. And that's what he's doing. So therefore he is. So therefore that is what's up, right? Is that not the logic? How could you do it any other way? How could you be like, all right, this is the deal. Synth Samurai just opened an Italian subs shop. And then you get onto a stream and you're like, he opened an Italian sub shop for all the people that want Italian subs. He's got homemade, non-GMO, organic mayonnaise. And plus he's got his great-grandmother's ketchup recipe, and everybody wants it. But he is not doing it for the people who want that style of Italian sub. He just isn't, because he is. That's the crazy logic. Dudes like this HP24 employee, or 42, whatever his name is, employs. It's crazy town. Crazy town. And they're all tributes. They're not clones. They're all products that companies wouldn't go make. And you know what? Guess what? If they went and copied someone and made something, I don't care. I think it's cool because I can get it for cheaper. All right? What do you think I am? You think I'm out playing stadiums and all this kind of stuff, dude? No, I play hockey in stadiums, okay? I don't perform music in stadiums. I go play hockey in a stadium, or I'll go watch a UFC in a stadium, all right? And guess what? If you want to take your Behringer gear to a stadium and use it, it's a smarter move than taking your Prophet 5, your Moog, and all that kind of stuff, because guess what? You get one of those roadies knocking it or throwing a beer can, spilling a bunch of Bud Light all over your synthesizer, you're not gonna be too happy. Listen, sometimes I'll buy a Behringer synthesizer, I'll bring it in the backyard, and I'll just take a Bud Light and I'll dump it right over the synthesizer. I did it last week. I think I had a Behringer Wave show up, and I was like, baby, check this out. Opened a Bud Light, drank half of it, dumped the rest across the keyboard. Took the Behringer Wave, threw it in the trash, went on Sweetwater, ordered another one. Because I just wanted to see what it would feel like if somebody ruined my synthesizer at a show. So I did it, it felt good. And then I got another one. It's not here yet though, it's on back order. Anyways, that's the show for today. I want to shout out to this cat right here. Shout out to HP42 for making a great video. I'm going to follow your live streams, man. I'm going to be in there checking it out. I actually enjoyed your content. Although you do have Behringer derangement syndrome, that's fine. It's sweeping across the planet, but it will be cured eventually. You will be a born-again Behringer lover. It's only a matter of time. Everybody will eventually see the light because it's very dark on that side of the tracks, if you know what I mean. So shout out to HP42. Go check out his channel. I already subscribed. Let me just refresh this just to make sure. Well, bam, subscribe. And you know what? I'm even going to give you a bell, baby, because I want to see what else you got coming. And he's got a great channel. Lots of great thumbnails. So you got to give credit where credit's due. Amazing thumbnails, great titles. And he does live streams, and I love anybody who does live streams. And this cat speaks his mind, so I thoroughly enjoy it. And I just want to thank him for giving me the first episode of Samurai Slop Reacts Live, my new series on here. And guess what? It might not all be about gear. I might be reacting to something different. We'll see what happens, but Samurai Reacts Live. Gotta go.